From the November election, and local voters, they will decide on several races and issues at the ballot box. 21 News is your place for politics, and we're spending 5 minutes at 5 with the candidates right here to help voters get to know them ahead of Decision 2025. Jim Davis is running for Austintown Township Trustee against 4 other candidates, and he's here with me now. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, Lindsay. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, you're running for re-election, so tell us about your experience so far in terms of representing Austintown and what you bring to the role if you're re-elected.
Well, most importantly, I bring knowledge. I spent 12 years as Austintown Township Trustee from 2010 to 2022. Currently seated in Austintown, they have 3 trustees and an administrator that have 10 years combined experience. I've got 12 alone. And I think that's what makes me different than every other candidate and people in that position already, is that I've got the experience and the knowledge that can help move the township forward.
What would be your top goals if you're reelected?
Well, most importantly is public safety. Austintown is at a pivotal point. They have a police levy on the ballot, which is crucial for them to pass. Without that police levy, you're looking at a reduction in services. And when I say reduction, I mean layoffs. So there are major changes that are going to happen to that community if the levy doesn't pass. So first and foremost is to get in there and obviously, sit down with the red ink pen and go through everything line by line and make sure that the township can move forward financially.
Is there enough money to work with, you think? The police chief says, she's concerned, obviously. Do you think you can find a solution?
Well, so the solution would be is that you've got to look at other services, other departments that are into the general fund. One of the things I hate to say is that if a department like, let's say, the Parks Department would be in the general fund for $90,000, which they are in the general fund, we've got to figure out how long that park needs to be closed before we talk about laying off police and fire, because that's public safety. That's response that's going to save a life for someone in our community.
Yeah, we'll see what the voters decide with that police levy too.
It's big.
What about the rest of economic development? You've got a lot of action in Austintown. I think a lot of folks wonder what's next. Is there more on the horizon, or is it more about maintaining services and maintaining expenses?
Well, it is that, but we've got to take Austintown into the future. There needs to be a vision plan for Austintown. And one of the things I'd like to do, being returned to office, would be to create that vision plan. We need to sit down with the landowners on 46, look at the developers and say, listen, we want to bring viable businesses to the community. We don't want to repurpose and replace restaurants that are just continuously being cycled over in old buildings. We want viable businesses that are going to make an impact in our community, that are going to be good for Austintown. And we need to look at doing things like Columbiana did with tax abatements to offer people an opportunity to move into Austintown so that we can sustain the tax base. Austintown is an older community, and because of that, as people die off, unfortunately, the tax base is shrinking. We need to make sure that that is viable for years to come. And the only way to do that is to attract people to the community, and that's by offering them something like Columbiana has done, and we need to do that in Austintown. Also doing that to bring in the bigger name businesses that you hear people talk about.
And what about residential areas? Would you do any improvement projects, or are there goals that you've set to make things a little bit better for the people that own a home already there?
Well, everybody wants their roads paved. And one of the initiatives that I helped Pat Giannetti with was the 1/4% sales tax. I helped Pat push that through our Austintown community. And you see that impact being made, where there wouldn't have been any paving done this year in Austintown if it wasn't for that 1/4% sales tax that Pat put on and the money that was returned to the community. So when you look at things like that, those are the types of initiatives that we're going to have to work within, because truthfully, the money is not there right now for us to do other types of projects and for Austintown to be able to do that.
What about the property tax issue? Are you at all concerned? I mean, Austintown Township, I'm sure a lot of voters are also talking about that there too.
Well, very much so. It sounds like a great idea. Nobody wants to pay property tax. And that's one of the promises I made with running, was that I wouldn't put a levy on the ballot for the next 4 years. We're going to work within our budget, within our means. The Austintown public has spoken. That's what they want. Now you see people trying to remove property tax altogether. If they do that, we're going to have to sit down and just basically, you're going to talk about eliminating 90% of the workforce in the Austintown Township administration. And so unfortunately, nobody has offered a solution to replace the tax that's going to be gone. And I think that was something that maybe they should have done before they talked about eliminating it altogether.
Yeah, maybe it'll come up in the gubernatorial race in the new year.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, Jim, thank you so much for taking the time to join me right here at 5.
Oh, thank you.
And you can watch more of our 5 Minutes at 5 segments with the candidates. Just head over to the 5 p.m. video tab on the 21 News app.